There is a reason why you're watching this video. Maybe it's because you have very big goals in your life and you want to achieve them faster, or maybe you are a busy professional and you want to be more productive, or maybe you want to learn a new skill, you want to master a new skill and you want to know how to do it faster. Now, whatever you want to do, whether you want to be more productive or learn skills faster, this is the right time. We are living through a challenging time right now, and if you use this time to build new skills and be more productive, you will have a huge advantage over other people who are still feeling low and who are still waiting for things to calm down. Now, in the last 20 plus years, I've helped many people to learn faster, focus better, be more productive, and help them challenge their limiting beliefs through my videos, through my trainings, through my speeches. When I first started out, I was just a 17-year-old kid in a small city in India where I had no clue what to do. I had extremely low self-confidence, and I was the king of procrastination, and also I was always feeling that I was not good enough. However, things have dramatically changed in my life, and I'm really grateful for that. But the journey has not been easy, the journey has not been smooth. There were a lot of setbacks, there were a lot of failures, and a lot of surprises I was not ready for. But over the last so many years, I have gained the habit of setting a goal and working towards it with full commitment, with full action, with full dedication, and with 100% drive. And I know it'll work for me and it'll work for anyone on this planet. So here's what I've learned from my own life experiences and from my experience of helping other people achieve their goals. First of all, we need to understand what is it that stops people from taking action in the first place. And once we know that, then we can take the necessary steps to eliminate them so we can double or triple our results in our life. Here are the top 5 reasons as to why people don't take action. Now, as I'm explaining these things, just run through them in your own life and see, hey, do I have one of these things? And if I do have, what can be done about it? So here we go. Number 1, and one of the most important reasons why people don't take action is overwhelm. They're literally overwhelmed with so many things happening in their life. Now, I know people who have a goal, maybe the weight loss goal, or they want to write a book, or they want to travel the world, they want to learn a new skill, or they want to spend more time with their spouse, they want to spend more time with their family or kids. But the thing is, they just can't take the action. And why is that? There are 2 reasons why people experience overwhelm. Number 1, caught up with too much work. They're caught up with too much of work. It's like, you're juggling the balls and there's so many balls and you have to keep all the balls in the air. You don't have time for the other things because all the time is being used up, all the energy is being used up in keeping the balls afloat, and you don't have the time for new things. And that's the reason why they're overwhelmed, too much of work. And the question that you have to ask yourself is, are the balls that I'm juggling, are these the important balls in the first place? So we'll talk about that in what needs to be done to eliminate these stumbling blocks. So that number 1 reason why people have overwhelm is because they are caught up with too much of work. And number 2 reason, I talked about this a little bit in my first video, they are caught up with too much of learning. Overdose of learning. They want to learn a new skill, they want to work on a new goal, they keep on learning, but the problem is sometimes too much of learning will make you to learn much more, will make you to take less action. I'll say that one more time. Sometimes when we learn too much, that makes us to learn much more, and that makes us to take less action. Let me tell you an example of one of my friends who wanted to write a book, and this is like more than 5 or 6 years ago, and he still hasn't written a book. And this is what happened. He wanted to write a book, and he decided what to write it on, and then he took some courses on how to write books. He read books on how to write books, and then he watched some videos. But the problem was, every time he sat down for learning, he always thought that, oh, maybe I should check my grammar, maybe I should check the sentence formation, maybe I should know a little bit more about how to structure my language, and because of which he kept on learning new information, and so much so that he could not take the action. Maybe there's an example, this is an extreme example, but I've seen too many people, they do not take the action because sometimes they get the illusion that they are making progress when you are learning too much, and you don't want that to happen. Learning is not equal to results. Taking action is what will lead you to results. So that's number 1, overwhelm, and it can be caused because of either you're caught up with too much of work or you're caught up in too much of learning. Reason number 2 is fear of judgment. Now, If you have this, it's a big issue and it can really stop you from taking action. And if you don't have this, congratulations, because you're one of the few people in the world who really mastered this thing. Now, fear of judgment. Now, I realized that in my own life, there are a lot of time, in fact, so many years of my life, I could not take some big actions in my life because I was always thinking what other people will think. Now, who are these other people? Now, the other people are people in my friend circle, people who belong to the club that I go to, people who belong to the association that I'm a member of. So I'm always thinking, what will these people think? And because of too much of thinking, what happened was I could not take the necessary action. So what I finally realized was, if I have the fear of judgment, I will never get anything serious done, because whatever I say, there'll always be people who will be saying good things and not so good things about it. So instead of getting petrified about what other people will think, I think we need to shift our focus to something else. And finally, what did it for me was I shifted my focus from what will other people think to what is important for me in my business, what is important for my family, what is important for my life. Because at the end of the day, these people are not going to feed my family. These people are not going to give me money. So why should I be thinking of what other people will think about me? All I should think is, if I do certain things, how will this impact my life? If it impacts my life in a positive way, I will do it irrespective of what other people are thinking, because there are always going to be people thinking about so many things about you, or maybe not. People don't have the time to think about you. They are busy with their own life. They're busy with their own problems. So the message is, if you have fear of judgment, you need to shift your focus. The third reason why people fail to take action on their goals is because they're working on low value tasks. Now, in your life, you have low value tasks. These are the tasks that, as the name suggests, have not much value in your life as far as your goals are concerned. And then the high value tasks, these are the tasks that actually propel you, make you move forward towards your goals. Now, you heard about the 80-20 principle, right? So you need to identify what are those 20% of the tasks that give you the 80% of the results. So I'd like to classify these things into two big areas. So I call them the core areas, C-O-R-E, the core areas. These are the things that really push you and move you, drive you towards your goal. And the other thing are the maintenance tasks. So these are the tasks that you still have to do, but they don't directly add value to your goal. So for the maintenance tasks, things like paying bills or organizing your computer drive and the files, all those things are necessary. So either you do it on your downtime or you might want to delegate it. So here's the thing, if you're consistently working on low value tasks, you get the feeling that you're making progress because, hey, you're busy, but then you don't get the important things done. So that's third reason why people have problem taking action on their big goals. The fourth reason why people don't take action is because they are not in the present. What I mean by that, they are either thinking too much about what happened in the past, or they're thinking too much about what's going to be happening in the future. So it's okay, you need to understand what happened in the past, because then you can not make the same mistakes, but you can't be stuck in the past. You can't be digging your history and finding out, oh, this happened, that happened, that happened. Okay, they all happened, you can't change that. So here's the thing, learn the lessons from what happened in the past, incorporate that into the present so that you can build the future that you want to create in your life. So any amount of history digging is not going to help you that much. Any amount of analysis about what's going to happen is also not going to help you that much. So focus on the present, and that's how you can eliminate this trap. That brings us to the fifth reason why people don't take action, and that is the perfectionist trap. You heard this before. I mean, there's a concept called as ready, aim, and fire. You have to get ready, and then you aim your gun, your weapon, and then you fire. But the problem with perfectionists is they are spending all their time, all their energy on getting ready. And the problem with getting ready is, how do you know you're fully ready? So you will not know until you take a little bit of readiness and then you go and aim and then you fire. So either you hit it or you don't hit it. If you hit it, bingo, your preparation was fantastic. If you don't hit it, then you know what new preparation is required. Unless you fire, which is the most important thing, any amount of preparation, any amount of aiming is not really going to help you. So if you're in one of those traps, I would like to suggest that, get ready to the best extent that you can. In fact, have a time limit or have a limit of how many days you want to get ready, and just have a hard limit on that. Okay, these 3 days I'm going to get ready, and with whatever preparation that you have, go aim and fire. Make a mistake, correct yourself. If there's no mistakes, fantastic, then you learn the next portion. And I talked about this also in my first video, where you take the input, and then when it comes to outcome, what you need to do is you also keep adjusting as to the thing that I'm doing, am I doing the right action or not? But unless you fire, unless you take action, how do you know? How do you know? So those are the 5 reasons why people don't take action. Number 1, overwhelm. Number 2, fear of judgment. Number 3, working on low value tasks. Number 4, not being in the present. And number 5 is the perfectionist trap.